This is Dead Serious, a show about short horror stories worthy of discussion. I am Dead Palette, and I'm reading some creepypasta informers. Today we're going to be taking a look at Banshee on the Creepypasta Wikia. Banshees are pretty cool. I like Banshees. I like driving Banshees in Grand Theft Auto 3. Let's get right into this. A Banshee, supposedly a woman, wanders Ireland. She has walked for centuries. No one knows where, exactly when, or where she came around, or even why. Most people don't even know her. That's how much our government wants to keep us in the dark, to leave us as her unsuspecting victims. I take it upon myself to tell you about her, what she has done, and where she is going, what she is doing, and what she'll do. No one has ever seen her. No one alive, at least. I'll ask you the question that I always ask whenever there's a conspiracy theory involving the government covering up supernatural activity. Why would they do that? That doesn't make any sense. They have no stake in the game. But so far, this is sounding more like a conspiracy theory or an urban legend than a creepypasta or ashcan horror. So we're going to judge it based on that criteria. The few that have sighted this strange creature have never survived. How do we know? Is this like in Wild Wild West where there was that guy that died and then they used a projector to see what his eyes saw at the moment of his death? Glances of this mysterious banshee have been made all over the country. Some of her victims have, however, been able to record their experiences and findings. Most differ on her appearance, because they're all lying, and what this thing looks like. Wait, let me say that again, because I interrupted it with a joke. Most differ on her appearance and what this thing looks like. You're saying that most people think that she looks different, and most people think that she looks different. You're just repeating yourself. You're just saying the same thing twice, but in different phrasing. But a few key things are always noticed along with the same method. What the last thing these people see is. A few key things were always noticed along with the same method. What the last thing these people see is. A few things always mentioned are as follows. We need to work on structuring this, my friend, because this is all gobbledygook. It's not working out, I'm afraid to tell you. 1, in parentheses, and for some reason, long hair, normally trailing below her waist. The color seems to change throughout different lifetimes and what the victim prefers. 2, a beautiful voice, where Banshee got her name from. Every single man has mentioned being attracted to her voice. 3, a white dress. Many wonder whether she's married, as Banshee always, no matter the weather or location, wears a white dress bearing a resemblance to a wedding dress. Strangely, it's always been thought to be Victorian. 4, black gloves. For most victims, this is what they see as the murder weapon. Many babble about the gloves. How would they babble? How would they babble? How would they babble? Where's this information coming from if they're all dead? It's the Jack Sparrow principle of where are the stories coming from if they're all dead. Now we're going to a heading that says victim account. No, there are no victim accounts. Your story has already told us there are no victim accounts. I am so confused. But at least we get an explanation for why she looks different in different scenarios. But are they saying that this is an actual Irish banshee from the lore, or is this different somehow? And is there only one of them? Because the story is heavily implying that there's only one of them for some reason. When, if there's one, I don't know why there wouldn't be multiple banshee. Is the plural of banshee banshees, or is it banshai, or is it bankai? The most recent account of what happened follows. It was recorded on an old tape, presumably the only thing the poor man could find at the time. Okay, so what I'm getting out of this is that this is supposed to be a audio transcript, because they don't specify what kind of tape, whether it's a videotape or audio tape. But I'm going to assume audio. Oh, she was so pretty. Long, flowing black hair framed a beautiful, pale face. Her skin looked smooth, like porcelain. I never got to find out whether it felt the same. She just stood there, in the middle of the street, hands clasped together over the white dress, which was strange. It looked far older than it should have done. It was styled for the 19th century, but it looked as though it could have been made 700 years before. Her long, black gloves fitted her hands snugly. She didn't have an inch of bare arm showing. Oh, Sharia compliant. So on one hand, this is a transcript from someone who could possibly be an idiot and just talking out their ass. On the other hand, I am really kind of unclear by what they say when they say styled for the 19th century but could have been made 700 years before. That could mean multiple things, and you maybe need to clarify that, because this story isn't shaping up to be realistic. And now it's trying to take this, well, this is a factual audio tape approach, rather than the more urban legend style thing that it was before. So it's kind of confused, I think, on what it wants to be. She kept calling out to me a beautiful song that only I could hear. It was all so beautiful, yet so strange. I should have known better than to approach her. What do you mean that only you could hear the song? How do you know? It's like, by the way, my wife was standing there, not too happy that I was ogling this dead lady on the street. The things we did together before she got me alone. We'd spend the day in a theme park, riding the Ferris wheel, sitting on the lonely horses on the carousel, before she led me into the forest, persuading me to come have a picnic with her. I waded in way too deep for my own good. If you're spending this much time with her, wouldn't you, start picking up on, things where she only knows about old-timey stuff? Or is she cultured in modern culture? Oh, I'd really appreciate it if you take me on the big loopity-loop. The futuristic loopity-loop. You mean the Ferris wheel? Yes, the Ferris wheel. She turned to me, not long before we had entered. She spoke in her wonderful voice, telling me what she would do, how she would enjoy my screams, how she would laugh at my foolishness. I was bewildered by this. Well, up until the point where she slipped off her gloves and leaped towards me. As soon as her skin touched, unbearable pain raced through my body. I thought previously they said that the gloves were the murder weapon themselves, but now her skin has the ability to imbue unbearable pain. It was sheer luck that I managed to escape. I thought I was dead. To be honest, I am dead already. I might as well take my own life. That was yesterday. Night has fallen, and I see a figure outside. I know she has come for me, but I had to make sure someone, at least, knew what happened to me. All I hope is that it is swift. For now, my dear world, it is goodbye. So, throughout the centuries, this ghost has had a 100% hit rate until this dude who managed to get audio recording. Wonder what the time frame is for the setting itself. The recording continued despite the man ending his speech, as if no one were to listen. No one would hear if one were to listen, one would hear the gentle voice of a young woman, supposedly this mysterious banshee, before screams render it impossible to make out. As they die down, the woman speaks again. Don't worry, I'll come for you too. You can almost hear the smile in her voice. You'll get to have a taste of what your wonders behold once you're dead. What if the person listening to this is a woman? Is the banshee like an equal opportunity seductress? And what if you're asexual? What if you're just not interested? That's kind of a corny ending, don't you think? Well, that was unfortunate. So a very pertinent comment here from Laura Sevi on January 5th, 2015. I'm Irish, as are my whole family. Born and raised. I love to read about myths and legends. of my culture, but this pasta didn't click with me at all. The Banshee is probably my favorite myth, and this felt a little over the top. Carnivals and picnics? It didn't have the true feel to it. The Banshee is first and foremost an omen of death, not a killer. Though I do like to see other stories about this kind of thing. Smiley face. Very on point. I like Banshees as well. I think that they're a really cool, interesting myth. Hardly explained in modern times. Hardly delved into. Everyone likes your vampires. Everyone likes your werewolves. Banshees, though. Banshees. We gotta push Banshees for SummerSlam. So very on point, Laura Sevi. I completely agree. So because it is one of the fastest sports cars in the game, but has a propensity for fishtailing and spinning out, I am going to give the Banshee from Grand Theft Auto 3 a 7 out of 10. Now, if you enjoyed that, consider helping out the community and supporting my channel. You can support the community by conversing in the comments below, going to toospooky.com, that's TOOspooky.com for more original horror stories, and looking into the Hyper Realist here on YouTube, a podcast where writer Slimebeast, musician Abysme, and myself discuss what is killing creepypasta today. Thank you so much for your time, and now on to our sponsor at this non-moment in time. Uganda Knuckles. Uganda Knuckles. When you need echidnas to pass kill the gay bills.